Yeah. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. As always, I'm gonna wait to the 1 minute mark before I start. But if you guys saw my post earlier today, y'all know what time it is. All right. Shalom, shalom. Hope all is well. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Shalom, Israel. This is your brother Shamal Kassad, giving all thanks to Abanawi Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Today is Thursday, December the 13th, 2018. And right now, I'm about to do the third episode of Straight Shooting Sham, where I speak off the cuff on certain issues, and I speak direct. I pull no punches, and a few profanity might be dropped here and there. So, if anybody may have a problem with me saying curse words, this may not be the podcast for you to listen to. But if you could stomach it, to hear the wisdom, to hear me, speak straight and direct, on certain issues instead of pussyfooting around and like everybody else, then this just might be for you. And also, I like to add the disclaimer that my views, as strict or harsh or twisted or however you may see it, my views do not necessarily reflect the views of my camp Lions of Israel, and it doesn't necessarily reflect the views of any Israelite in general. These are my views. I'm entitled to have them. So with that, here goes. I know you guys have been keeping in touch with the current events, with the whole situation with the black woman that got wrestled to the ground by the cops and had her child snatched out of her hand. And the general public is that everybody feels sorry for her. To shame the police. Oh, they're so bad, they're so wicked, this, that, and the third. And they use that in another case of brutality. And some even, like maybe D.L. Hughley, try to do the race baiting thing. But me personally, when you watch it from a spiritual eye, not from the eye of a carnal person, from a spiritual eye, as someone with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, quite frankly, I don't feel sorry for her, man. And what she did was extremely stupid and extremely dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? So, let me go off into my points now. Number one, the whole thing could have been avoided. Period. The whole situation could have been avoided by, had she took low and left when they told her to leave. Because the situation goes like this. Okay. She was at the welfare office in I think downtown Brooklyn to get a child care voucher for her child. All right. She'd been there for hours. There's no seats, so she had, her son had to stand. But she decided to sit on the floor with her child. Okay, my whole thing is this: to use wisdom. Considering the fact that her son was like a year and a half, they could have, honestly, she could have asked somebody to give up their seat. Listen, I'm pretty sure somebody would have happily like, yo, here's my chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody be like, yo, take my seat here. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, maybe not off the strength of her, but off the strength of the child. So that the child could keep still. Okay, it didn't happen. All right. You know, listen, you're going to have to stand. You're going to have to tough it out. You understand what I'm saying? And since she had to stand, she decided to sit, you know, in some, you know, in an area that, you know, I guess might have been a safety hazard, or, you know, maybe she was just sitting and, you know, she was just sitting in, and I guess like the safety was like, nah, you know, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, the first lesson that Shorty, that one can learn from this is pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? Because allegedly they claim that, you know, that she might have mouthed off to the to like the security guard at the welfare spot, you know, which caused them, I guess, to get in their feelings and to get back to her, to call the, you know, the cops, you know, to come, you know, get her out. You know, yeah, it's fucked up that, you know, that they would have been petty enough to do that. But my whole thing is this, you know, she either had to A, troop it out and stand, or B, you know, bounce just to save face. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that she had the child with her, like, she really should be thinking about the child, the safety of the child, so that shit won't escalate. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's one thing you can learn about this. To pick your battles. You know, everything don't always have to be a back and forth with somebody else. You know, argument. Nah, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything don't always have to be that shit. You know what I'm saying? Negroes make life much harder than it already is. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing is, you know, she could have took the L. She could have took the L. All right, you gonna tell me I gotta leave? All right, good. All right, bet. You know, took the L and bounce. Or she could have just stand up when they told her to stood up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would have been a killer on her legs and on the baby's legs. But, you know, if you there for something, like, you gotta abide by the rules, man. Or once they tell you to bounce, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Number one, she should have picked up battles. Number two, you know what I'm saying? You know, number one, it could have been avoided. Number two, she could have, you know, had to pick up battles. Because once they called the cops and the cops came in, you know, the cops, listen, as you saw, them cops wanted that smoke, man. They wanted all the beef. They wanted all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was like 4 cops. 3 of them were black women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say it point blank like this: one emotional creature plus 3 other emotional creatures that have badges and guns could be it's a powder keg for disaster. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So again, Shorty didn't pick up battles. When they told her she gotta bounce, she gotta bounce. Remember, you were on government property. You know what I'm saying? The welfare office, that's government property. So once they tell you gotta hit the road, you gotta hit the road, or else you officially trespassing, and they have every right on the plan to fucking arrest you. Keeping it a stack, man. You know, Negroes don't like to hear that, but listen, you know, the cops are there for a reason. The security guards are there for a reason. Yeah, there might be assholes and whatnot, but they're there for a reason, to instill order. And for those of us that know the scriptures, with the scripture Romans 13, where it says obey the powers that be, you understand what I'm saying? If they dare to instill order, yeah, they fucked up, corrupt, and the whole nine, but, you know, they did to instill order. So once they tell you had to go, you had to go. But before you even got that part, once the guard told her, like, yo, you can't do that, you gotta stand, you know, yeah, listen, it would have sucked, but, you know, you had to eat the L. You had to eat the L. All that, nah, who you think you talking to, nigga? Like, come on, man. Listen. And that's another thing. I see two sisters on. That's another thing. Because this thing is really for you sisters, man. One thing y'all need to know, which I'm going to get into later, all that acting like Sharkeisha shit, that shit ain't flying no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm about to get into that in a minute. But yeah, she didn't pick up battles as far as, you know, taking the L and stand and decided to talk that, you know, talk slick, you know, talk greasy. I understand you there for hours, you extra agitated. Trust me, I've been at the welfare spot too, been waiting for like, 2-3 hours. Listen, been there, man. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was still a teen, when I was there with my mom, and a couple times as a grown adult, been there 2-3 hours, sometimes like all day. Trust me, it sucks. It sucks. But if you waiting there to get what you need for you to do what you need to do, you're gonna have to bite your tongue, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, sisters, all that Sharkeisha, nah, you can't tell me what to do, nigga. Listen, that's not gonna fly no more. That's not gonna fly no more, man. Learn to pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't always warrant a talking back, talking sassy. Come on, that shit not gonna fly no more, man. And from what I saw from the video, a couple of the security guards that worked there were females. You understand what I'm saying? I saw from in the midst of that confusion, I saw at least two security guards, 2 female security guards, and 1 male. You know what I'm saying? And if it was a female that she was talking extra greasy to, like, come on, how do you think that was gonna end? How do you think that was gonna end? All right, so now the cops get there. They tell her she gotta bounce. Again, not using wisdom. She acting defiant. And when they decide to use force, this is the part that really pisses me off, man. When they decided to use force, she decided to use her child as a shield. I don't know if any of you caught that. She used her child as a shield, man. And I've seen numerous situations with black women where they would have a child and that they would someone decided to call me at the worst possible time. But she used her child as a shield. And listen, I've seen instances where black women use their child as shields. Black women use their child as shields as a deterrent for to not get arrested, this, that, and the third. Listen, like, yo, that don't work no more, man. That does not work. You wanna know who tried that shit? That sister Corinne Gaines that had that shootout with the cops. You know what I'm saying? She tried that twice, and it failed. She tried that shit twice and it failed. So again, sisters, like, yo, all that using your child as a shield, thinking that you're not gonna get arrested or this, that, and the third, that's not gonna work, man. Learn to pick your battles, man. Learn to pick your battles. That whole situation could have went a completely different direction, man. A completely different direction. You understand what I'm saying? So, she decided to use her child as a shield. They decided to take it upon themselves. Remember, 3 out of the 4 cops were females. 3, so you got 4 emotional beings, 3 of them got badges and guns. How well you think that was gonna work? You understand what I'm saying? Remember, the cops, as much as everybody hate them, they're there to install order, period. They're there to install order. You understand what I'm saying? So, you You know, you the black woman try to pull that Sharkeisha and nigga, you can't tell me what to do. Listen, man. And now this is the perfect time to segue into that. Again, black women. Bubba Kashaw. Please listen to me when I tell you this. That whole acting, pardon the corny ass Christmas music in the background. But listen, that acting like Sharkeisha from the hood, you know, turn up, I'm about to turn up and get crazy up in here. You know what I'm saying? That whole, you know, the stereotype where, you know, where you can't get shit your way, you start foaming at the mouth and start, you know, acting like fucking Tasmanian devil. Like, listen, that shit might have worked in the 80s, might have worked in the 90s, maybe even the 2000s. That's not working now. That is not working anymore. Tell you that right now, man. Done seen women talk extra greasy to the cops and got fucking handled and folded. That shit don't work no more, man. That whole fucking situation could have been avoided had Shorty took the L and bounced. Period. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if I'm the only person on the planet that feels this way. She could have either stand up and rolled it out. That shit would have been hell on her legs. Trust me, I've been in places I've been on my feet all day. It's not fun. She could either did that or ask somebody to they could at least give up their seat. I'm pretty sure somebody might have did that for the sake of the child. Okay, they might not want to give her the seat. Okay, can you at least give the seat to my child? You understand what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure somebody would have did that had she asked. But again, okay, she had to stand. They told her no. Might have talked slick, talked greasy to the what's the name, to the officer at welfare. And see, that's another thing. A lot of people don't know, especially in the state of New York. For them social workers, for the welfare guards and the social guards. You know what I'm saying? Like you think, you know, you try that Sharkeisha shit and try to fight them. You know, you're pretty much getting the same penalty as you would as hitting a cop. You're getting like 7 years. So, again, black women, learn to pick your battles. Pick them battles, man. Pick them well. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the welfare guard, you know, the guard at the welfare place, they call the cops on her. They come, tell her she gotta leave. Listen, it would have been, it would have sucked big time at the fact that she had to leave. It would have sucked big time the fact that she had to leave. You know what I'm saying? Probably take another day off work. You understand what I'm saying? To come back there, to try to get the voucher. Trust me, I understand. It sucks. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, once it got to that point, you had to eat that L. You know, and that's another thing, black women. Y'all gotta learn to take L's gracefully. All that, I'm gonna turn to the Tasmanian devil and start cursing everybody in the office out. Listen, that shit ain't working no more, man. That shit ain't working no more. It didn't work with the cops. Didn't work with the cops. 3 out of the 4 cops were females. You know what I'm saying? I think 3 of them were black. All 3 of them were black. And as you saw, 2 out of the 3, they wanted all the smoke. The one with the piss yellow colored wig or weave, she wanted all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because like she was extra with it, and she got up in some of the bystanders' face and told them to back the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And another husky Eve, she pulled out the taser on the crowd. Like, they wanted all the beef. They wanted all the smoke. So again, once it came to that point where they like tell you like, yo, you gotta leave. Yo, you gotta leave, man. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And listen, that's one thing about Negroes, man. You gotta learn to pick your battles, man. You gotta learn to pick your battles. Everything's not gonna go your way. So you either gonna have to sacrifice, or if you get out of pocket, you're gonna have to take a loss. She decided that she wasn't gonna do neither, and they was gonna give her voucher. You know what I'm saying? Or well, she would have told him a thing or two. You know, the neck bobbing, the, finger waving, neck snapping. Listen, ain't nobody scared of that shit no more. Ain't nobody scared of that shit no more. They, three of the four, them 3 female cops, they showed her like, bitch, we ain't afraid of you, because they could do the same shit too. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, so that whole try to make this a racial thing, that shit goes out the window, because all the cops that subdued her were black. You know what I'm saying? 3 were female. So you can't play the race card. You can't say Billy Bob and them did it. Nah, it's Shaquita and Laquita. You know what I'm saying? Who wanted all the smoke? You know what I'm saying? And again, going back to the scriptures in Romans 13, where it said that that obeyed them that had the power over thee, and that I'm paraphrasing, but it said like to watch your step, because Esau do not bear the sword in vain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you in a government office, acting a fool after they done told you to leave. Okay, they was on some petty bullshit and told you gotta leave. Take the L and leave, man. You know what I'm saying? This black woman, with, pissed off because of the day she having with a bad attitude, versus 3 civil servants, you know what I'm saying? And the spot that y'all have the disagreement on is government property. Who the fuck do you think was gonna win that pissing contest? It definitely wouldn't have been her. It definitely would not have been her. I'm telling you that right now. And as you saw, she lost. You know what I'm saying? So they did what they had to do. Eve saw right through that whole using the child as a shield thing, as a deterrent to, oh no, let's not arrest her because she got a child with her. Listen, man. Listen, the female cops saw right through that and did what they got to do. And look where Eve at. look where the sister wound up, in jail. The cops did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I justifying their actions? Nah, I'm not justifying their methods, but they did what they had to do. Again, the whole thing would have been avoided had the sister humbled down and be like, you know what? It's messed up, y'all kicking me out with this BS, but I'm going to take the L and leave because I got my child with me. And that's another thing. Like, what's with this sudden increase of black women not learning to take low, especially when they got their kids with them? Because had it been a brother, had it been a black man in his right mind, not these emotional niggas out here, had it been a black man in his right mind, and he would have gotten in a situation with a cops with anybody, and he has his child with them, he'd have been like, you know what? Let me take low. I got my child with me. I don't want my child to be, to get hurt or be subject to seeing me getting my ass whipped or whatever. You know what? Let me take the L. I'm gonna leave. She didn't do that. She decided to turn up. Nah, I ain't leaving. And when they decide to do what they got to do, you're hurting the baby. You're hurting the baby. But I'm like, yo, had you just got up and leave quietly, it wouldn't have came to that. And if I'm not mistaken, she wasn't under arrest when they came. They just came to escort her off the property. But, when she used the child as a bulletproof shield, paraphrasing, I use that metaphorically, not literally. When she used the child as a damn shield, they saw right through the nonsense. I'm like, nah, we getting you the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, again, you trying to play big and bad to a bunch of civil service cops on property that is considered government property, because a welfare office is state property, or city or state property. So, y'all bump heads. Who do you think gonna win that pissing contest? Sure, you're not gonna be you. So again, this is really for the sisters, but brothers can learn this too, man. Learn to pick your battles, man. Sometimes you gotta eat that L. You gotta eat the L. Come back another day. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got a situation where you got your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, so on and so forth with you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, again, like I say, that whole thing could have went a completely different way, and somebody could have gotten hurt, her or the baby. You know what I'm saying? What if this the black female cop that pulled out the taser towards the crowd? What if she decided, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna tase you and the baby? You know what I'm saying? Now, trust and believe that cop would have faced some serious repercussions, but you know, listen, if she got pushed to that point and she did that, not only the woman that got harmed, the baby would have got harmed too, man. So listen, yeah, that was pretty much a lose-lose situation, but the whole situation could have been avoided for the sake of the child. You understand what I'm saying? So number one, you gotta pick your battles. Number two, you gotta use wisdom. Brother James said that I admit I don't know the full story, but when you say it to yourself, I know he my child and avoid the drama. What happens is on you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Brother James is now a retired NYPD officer. You know, thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's absolutely right, man. If you in a situation and you got your children there with you, you know, they come first. You gotta think about their safety and their well-being first. You know what I'm saying? So again, if she had to eat the L and leave the welfare place and come back another day, you had to, you know, take the L. Maybe the next time you come, it won't be so crowded. You understand what I'm saying? You know, maybe the next time she be able to come, you know, it may not have that much people, so, you know, it'll be like an in and out thing. You know, instead of her waiting there for like 2-3 hours, still haven't gotten seen yet. You know what I'm saying? All right, shalom to the people, the sisters that's online. You know, let me know what you think, Sister Kakab. You know, you've been on pretty much the whole time. Let me know what you think, man. Like you know, do you agree? Do you disagree? You know what I'm saying? You know, let me know, man. But yeah, man, my whole point is the whole thing could have, number one, the whole thing could have been avoided. Number two, you got to pick your battles, especially when you got other people's lives and you know, safety that's in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Lord forbid, you know, let's say that would have been me and I had my children with me. Listen, my mind automatically gonna be on them. Make sure they're okay. Like, you know what? All right. You know, all right, I gotta leave. All right, come on, kids, let's go. We out. Because again, to my understanding, when the cops first got there, she wasn't under arrest. They just came to escort her off the premises. Because again, the welfare office is technically government property. So once they say you gotta bounce, you gotta bounce. You know, that acting like, you know, that turned to She-Hulk, turned to Rasputia from Norbit, think you going, I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, again, Sister Lisa, I know you seeing it now, but you know, I'm gonna repeat my statement before. Listen, man, that sisters acting like Sharkeisha, the next snapping, the finger waving, the let me tell you something. Listen, that shit don't fly no more, man. That shit do not fly no more. You know what I'm saying? Back in back in the 80s and the 90s, folks would see that shit and be like, oh my God, it's an angry black woman. Let's give her what she wants. Worked in the 80s, worked in the 90s, maybe in the 2000s. But now, nah. Listen, you try that now. Hold on, Israel. I got a call. All right, slack you about that. I had a call, had to take it real quick. But yeah, again, you know, in 2018, soon to be 2019, the Sharkeisha bad attitude, let me tell you something, oh, you ain't gonna tell me what to do, Because pretty sure she was like that with the guard. Now she did that, and look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Got her child grabbed out of her hand, grabbed up, took her to jail. You know what I'm saying? Took her to Rikers, because they took her to jail and they saw she had a warrant or word, throw her ass in Rikers. You know what I'm saying? Now, my whole question to everybody or anybody is this. Was all that shit worth it? Was all that shit really necessary? You put your safety, your child's safety, you know, in danger to, you know, to get a fucking voucher. Was that all that really worth it? Now again, yeah, you know, the security guard at the center, you know, might have been an asshole and decided to call the cops on some petty shit. But once it came to that, dude, you had no wins, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you think was gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's pretty much my stance on that. Now, yeah, you know, because of the pressure that, you know, and the backlash that NYPD got for how they handled it, did a press, you know, had like a press conference, and all the social, you know, backlash that you're getting from it. You know, the judge dropped the charges, dropped all, you know, her warrant, and released her, right? You know, which is great. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is this: that whole situation could have went a completely different way, where somebody could have gotten hurt or possibly killed. So, a lot of people feel sorry that, you know, that whole situation happened to her. Me personally, I don't. Because that whole shit could have been avoided. You understand what I'm saying? Now, trust and believe, I'm not excusing the cops in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So, whoever thinks so, think again. But my thing is, you know how in 2018, with all the, from like 2014 onward, the high increase of police brutality upon citizens, and you really want to, pick battles with cops now? You know what I'm saying? From 2014 with Eric Gardner, going all the way up to now, all these increase of police brutalities and whatnot. You still want to pick battles with cops, knowing how bloodthirsty many of them are. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, again, I gotta bring this out. The officers that you know, arrested her and yanked the child from her were black women. You know what I'm saying? That even right there show that a lot of these black cops is with the bullshit too. Or maybe not with the bullshit, they with the shits too. You know what I'm saying? So like, if a nigga want to get out of pocket, or the nigga woman want to get out of pocket, you got a lot of these black male and female cops that they about the shits too. So again, do you really want to pick a battle with people like that? Where 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose every time? You know what I'm saying? The only person I feel bad in this case was the child, because the child had to be subjected into being violently yanked from their mother. You know what I'm saying? And like when you listen to the video, you know, the child was like screaming his head off because he didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? That's who I feel bad for. You know what I'm saying? Because the child was being subjected to the stupidity of the mother of acting out of pocket, not taking the L, and possibly putting his life in danger at what, 17, 18 months old? Come on, man. That's the real victim as far as I'm concerned. The mother ain't no fucking victim. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. She ain't the fucking victim. She could have took the L. Knowing how bloodthirsty these cops are, especially the NYPD of all cops. Come on, man. But yeah, man, this little rant goes towards it. It's really for the sisters, but again, brothers, you can learn from it too. You know, learn to pick your battles. Learn to take L's gracefully. And, you know, you gotta learn to use wisdom, man. In the Apocryphal, Sirach, the 7th chapter, it says, keep thee far from the man that has the power, or the woman that has the power to kill. You know what I'm saying? And that's these law enforcement agencies. You know what I'm saying? Man, these law enforcement agencies. And that it says, when you're around them, make no sudden movements, you know, or else they might take your life away suddenly. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, yo, you got to mind your P's and Q's, man, especially when you're dealing with police officers. And again, a lot of you sisters going to learn in these last days, man. All that talking extra greasy, all that turning to Tasmanian devil, being all belligerent and shit. Listen, that shit don't work anymore, man. That don't work anymore. And it damn sure don't work with the cops, man. Especially with these racist Edomite cops and these black cops that feel like they may got something to prove. Or may not have something to prove. They're just not with your bullshit. They're not trying to hear your bullshit. They're not trying to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? When you're around people like those, you watch your step, man. You know, so you don't end up on a fucking t-shirt talking about rest in peace, such and such. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. You know, what do you guys think, man? Do I got a point there? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know, man. But as far as I'm concerned, the only real victim in all of this is the child. You know what I'm saying? I believe the cops acted out of pocket. But the mother acted out of pocket too. Completely out of order. Put her child in danger for the sake of having her away because she wasn't trying to leave. Nah, man. Y'all sisters really need to stop doing that shit. Using your child as a damn shield, you know, to get you away. Nah. Because not everybody's going to go for it. So that's pretty much it, man. It's your brother Sham Kassad signing off. 3rd episode of Straight Shooting Sham. What do you think? You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong? Do you agree and disagree? You know, what do you think? Let me know. Shalom.